Hey, welcome to Caching in the Northwest. You know this is the official podcast of GeoWoodstock 18 right here in the great Pacific Northwest. Now, it's Thursday night at 9 p.m. Pacific. I'm Chris of the Northwest, and we're going to be talking about geocaches, geocachers, and geocaching events from here and all around the globe. So while you're trying to figure out how to get your mariachi guitarrón into your smart car, we'll be caching in the Northwest.
And tonight we're talking about, well, GeoWoodstock, like you referenced there, with a couple of the busy beavers. You know, and if Robin Sparkles taught us anything, it's two beavers are better than one. We're going to have updates, insights. We're going to answer questions. And as always, of course, live audience, we want to hear from you because, well, you guys just make the show happen. It's awesome. You are involved and you're part of the show. So we want to hear from you. Let's see. I'm Wits End. It's time. Excuse me. There we go.
Wow.
Hairball there.
That was a good one.
Full disclosure here. I have not been out of my house since Monday night. I came home and went to bed and got out of bed like today. So I'm Wits End. It's time to bring in our meandering marmoset. Some say he has more baggage than the airport. Others say he'll call you sport or captain when he forgets your name. All we know is he's called a land monkey.
Hey, Sport, thanks for that intro. That was awesome.
Yeah,
nice
way to go,
hear
Captain.
Captain. Yeah. All right. Nice to see everybody. No idea what your names are, but hey, good to see y'all.
What up, dude?
They're written right on the screen.
It's the font's too small. I can't read.
Oh, okay.
It's like work.
Okay, old captain.
That's okay,
Welcome.
buddy.
All right.
Way to go, old chum.
Perfect. Hey, you know what? It is Thursday night. It's 9 p.m. It is podcast time. It's awesome to be here with all of you. And you know what? Before we get really going into things, hey, it's tourist season in Victoria. And land sharks say they are always happy when cachers come to visit. The most popular products right now are definitely the rusty and silver magnetic bolts along with ball caps for summer. Well, I'm a big ball cap fan, so
Yes, you are.
I will endorse that. You know what, though?
What?
If you order your GeoWoodstock swag from geowoodstock.com, like the tags or the coins and ball caps and toques that you can order, well, there's an option not only to pick it up at the Shark store, you can also pick it up at GeoWoodstock. And we'll talk about that in a little bit. But that's proving to be a popular option to save on shipping costs.
Mhm.
So there you go. Very cool. So thank you to Land Sharks for that.
Hey, you know, I was going to ask a question, but Wet Coaster already answered it. It's always tourist season. I was going to say, isn't it always tourist season, Victoria? And,
But it's really tourist season because the cruise ships are back. So
Oh, because we're finally past the 2 weeks to
Yes.
flatten the curve.
Yeah.
Got it.
it's all good now. All right. Well, hey, and you know, of course, we appreciate the support from all of our patrons who help to keep the podcast coming each and every week, like Land Sharks that we just spoke about. But our other corporate Denali level sponsor, well, that's Gold Country. Gold Country Geotourism. They support this show. They support geocachers. They've got some big events planned for this summer as well. So check it all out by going to their website. Just visit exploregoldcountry.com to learn more about the Geo Tour, the region, the events, everything that's going on. And of course, follow them on Facebook. That's Explore Gold Country. And you will never miss out on anything timely or important or interesting about Gold Country.
Ever
Right.
again.
Ever again for the rest of your life.
Yep.
The end. But you know what, folks? If you want to know more about supporting this show, well, we encourage you to go on over to the website and click that Patreon link on the cachingnw.com, a website.
Ah, thank you so much. Hey, you know what it's time for? It's time for the
You to get a
glove.
watch.
You know, I gave up a watch over 20 years ago, and I don't regret it. I'm late to everything, but I don't regret it.
The rest of
Everybody
us
else
might regret it, but yeah.
Hey, you may ask what the glow is.
What the glow
What's
is?
the glow?
That's true. It's exactly what I asked. Okay. Well, the glow is the geocaching log of the week. Now, whether you read it or whether you wrote it, we want to hear about it because great logs simply make geocaching better. You can send an email or a recording to feedback@cachingnw.com. You can always call into 253-693-TFTC and show us how you glow.
Well, and tonight we're going to hear about how Lost Ken glows. Lost Ken found Denver Airport. You ready, Reliant Monkey? Earth cache. I know, right? I don't know what the GC code is, but the log is GL16Z3 Echo X-Ray 1. So just
rolls off the tongue.
Yeah, exactly.
I know that one.
Yeah.
The Denver Airport Earth cache is probably all you need to know.
That's probably going to narrow it down pretty well.
Where do you think it is?
At the airport.
Probably Miami.
I was thinking New Jersey, but okay.
Or Denver. One of the two. I don't think I've ever actually landed in Denver and gone anywhere except back onto another airplane. It's only been a layover for me.
Oh,
Lost Ken says, passing through the Denver airport on our way back to Lewiston, Idaho, after visiting Texas. And
That works.
yeah, this log is mostly about their experiences in Texas, it seems. We flew into San Antonio, rented a car to drive on a very big loop. So they were quite loopy, I guess. San Antonio to Austin, Austin to Houston, Houston to Fulton and Rockport, Rockport to Corpus Christi, Corpus Christi to San Antonio, and back to Idaho. We've seen dolphins, learned about historical stories and places, and seen a few of the Texas landmarks. It was very interesting and fun. In Austin, we saw the Capitol. What a building and statues. University of Texas, go Longhorns. Wow, the statues. Congress Avenue Bridge, that was just a little baddie.
That's in Austin.
No mention of statues. And now on to Houston. We visited our 10th NFL stadium and the NASA Space Center in Houston. Been there, that's fun.
Did they have a problem?
It was out of this world. Yeah.
Uh,
We also saw the amazing Gerald D. Hines water wall that I had never even heard of. So then we headed south to Corpus Christi, but we didn't make it. We got sidetracked in Fulton/Rockport, where we stayed the night at the Lighthouse Inn. We were able to see some dolphins doing what dolphins do, just feet from the inn. I'm not sure what dolphins do, but I have a hunch it has nothing to do with tuna.
They say so long and thanks for all the fish.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
We visited a travel bug hotel at a local historical mansion, or was it a mansion at a local historical travel bug hotel? I don't remember. We then headed down to Port Aransas on Mustang Island. Here we loaded up on a boat for a tour of the bay and jetty between the Mustang Island and San Jose Island. We were able to see more of dolphins doing what dolphins do. Learn of the history of the area and take part in a shrimp trawl. By take part in, I mean we were on the boat.
Captain Dan?
Apparently.
Yeah. Doing what shrimp trawls do.
Wait a minute. How do you know his name if you call him Captain?
Hey, buddy.
Shrimp trawl. No shrimp. Very nice tour for being on the ocean or Gulf or bay. I don't think I mentioned it, but I don't like the water much. I had too much Gilligan's Island as a kid. Yet there we were in the Gulf of Mexico. Now, back to San Antonio via Corpus Christi. We'll cross one little bridge, my wife said. She knows I don't like bridges. So often, bridges are over water. And I think I mentioned my feelings about water. It's not even a bridge, it's a causeway, she tells me. The John F. Kennedy Memorial Causeway was longer than its name. Someone did mention that if I didn't want to go on the bridge, we could always get back on the ferry. Okay, now back on land, we went back to San Antonio. In San Antonio, we saw the Tower of the Americas and went to the top. I may not have mentioned that I don't like heights either. I blame Gilligan. It was a great view, though. We saw the Alamo from the ground. It was amazing. We walked the Riverwalk on the ground. So cool. We toured the Riverwalk on a boat. in the water twice. We went to the fiesta that's been held off due to COVID restrictions for 2 years. I don't much care for crowds. This might be the first time I've mentioned that. Knowing, however, that I don't like crowds, on the last night of our trip, the love of my life took me to the roof of our 11-story hotel, where we watched the fireworks while standing next to the pool that was filled with water. There were no crowds, though. But what a fireworks display. How nice of them to do this just for us.
That's a fantastic.
I think you had a great time.
Trip.
I was going to say, it sounds like a great trip. I mean, as long as you don't have a problem with water
Or
crowds or height.
Yeah.
Bridges.
Not sure
But
what
other
that
than
has to do with the Earth cache at the Denver airport, but
I know.
You know,
I was kind of waiting for it.
it was probably just beyond description.
Okay. Well,
But
it
a good
sounds like
story.
sounds it was quite the story. Sounds like Lost Cannon and the love of his life had a great trip anyways.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. All right.
Nice.
Well, I mentioned earlier that we want you, the listening audience that are participating with us live, to, participate. It's kind of what, there's no participation trophy or ribbon. Sorry about that. But you get the joy of just experiencing the podcast in real time, right? So if you want to do that, throw your little contribution down there, bleep bloop it in the comments. Use hashtag GW. That's George Washington, or something else. I don't know. In the chat to add to tonight's show. Great Wonders. Yeah, I was gonna say Gooey Duck. I don't know, Weasel. I don't know.
Gulf Waters. It kind of goes with the glow.
Hey, you know what? It also happens to be almost like GeoWoodstock. I mean, you guys probably didn't plan that, but it worked out really well.
What a coincidence.
Yeah. So use hashtag GW in the chat, add to tonight's show, and use the hashtag FTAS. That's FTAS, Foxtrot Tango Alpha Sierra, to bring up a topic in the after show. It's still a thing, believe it or not. And of course, all of you bakers out there, I'm getting hungry already to find out what you are making tonight. Tell us about it with hashtag podcast baking.
There you go. Absolutely. And well, it's taken us a while to get into the meat of the show, speaking of baking. So we're going to skip any news tonight. We're just going to jump right into introducing our guest, who's been very patient. Normally we don't take so long to get to the guest. So thank you, Chris. Good to have you back on the podcast.
Pleasure to be here, as always.
All right. So our first question is, how many days left until GeoWoodstock?
Well, I know it's coming fast, and I really wasn't paying much attention, and then I saw the show notes, and I go, oh my goodness. It's 100 days, 99 days until registration, and 98 days until the maze opens up. So it's coming along fast. Yeah.
Wow. That is fast. That's not a lot of time. Now, I don't want to add any more stress to what may be going on, but I do have a question. How are you going to get everything done in time?
Oh, it's coming along all right.
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you think?
Absolutely. Yeah, we've been fortunate. So maybe an opportunity here just for a moment for folks who might not know that not only am I a co-host of this amazing podcast, but I am also lucky enough to be one of the busy beavers helping to plan GeoWoodstock.
Wait, what? You've been hiding this from us?
I know, right? Surprise. But I'll tell you something. We have been so fortunate. We have an amazing team. We've had an amazing team right from the beginning of our planning. And now we've been able to beef that team up with some more amazing people. But hey, we still need more help yet to get this over the finish line. So the number one thing I'm going to be asking our listeners to consider is if they're able to volunteer at all for any of the before, during, or after the event activities to help us out.
So maybe we should say a few times, geowoodstock.com/volunteer.
Good link to make money. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to, just before we get into anything else, I just want to throw a little shout out to Helen and the other land shark, who's also a busy beaver, but she's not able to be on the show tonight. but there's actually 3 of us who are kind of leading up the charge here. So, and earlier we were saying Jay is a half host, half guest, which makes him a ghost. There's Helen.
Oh. He's half a monkey. No, he's a full monkey. Well, he's half of Team Land Monkey though. So
yeah,
maybe he's just
half
kind
of a lot of things.
Yeah.
He's all himself.
Half baked. Yeah. All right. So you mentioned the volunteer link, and Helen so helpfully put it there in the chat. That's great. What kinds of things do you need volunteers for?
Well, we need a lot of volunteers to help things along during the day in particular. So anyone that's willing to take a couple hours out of their day and spend it sort of helping move things along, that is kind of one area where we need a large number of people. So that could be working on the maze. It could be working, supporting vendors, helping people with registration, a variety of, and I say registration primarily on the Saturday, helping kind of just with information and helping people find their way around. All parking, there's all kinds of, basically every aspect of the large event needs volunteers to help it roll along. So our volunteer form, if you go to geowoodstock.com/volunteer,
good link to know.
We actually ask people what their availability is like if they're local, because if you're local, you can actually take on a few more things because you can help potentially before and after the event in the area. And we also ask if anybody has any particular skills or training or background that could be applied to the event. So if you've worked in say traffic control, for example, if you've got some strong leadership experience, or you work as a manager, if you have radio experience, things like that, all these types of skills, and there's a wide variety of them, could be of special use during the event.
Yeah. And it's you mentioned people having a particular set of skills. The first thing that went through my mind was, I have a particular set of skills. But
and I'm sure they can be used.
Yeah. I want to really shout out to Kathy and Kathy, or K Squared, who are our volunteer coordinators, and they are on top of this list. They're already been assigning some folks. I've noticed a couple of folks in the chat, like Kitty Quest, who's said she's already got her assignment, which is awesome. Helen added other activities will be helping to set up on Thursday, helping with the actual registration event itself on Friday, things like that. There's tons of things. But aside from the volunteers, we also want to remind anyone who's considering registration that there are definitely perks that come along with registering. But if you're thinking about it, you want to do so soon, because registration will close at the end of May.
That's right. And I think it's worth pointing out that there's a difference between registration and logging a will attend.
Right.
And this is a challenging one, because we've been listed as an event for over 2 years, which is just a crazy thing. But a lot of times people may not know if they've actually registered or not quite sure. But the key thing is, if you've logged a will attend, that is not the same as registering. Obviously, if you log a will attend, you're welcome to come. But if you think you might want any swag, if you think you might want a t-shirt, if you think you might want to eat while you're there, these are things that are included in the registration packages. There's a variety of different levels of registration package. And unless you go to geowoodstock.com, click on the registration link, and actually register with one of the paid levels of registration, then those things will not be available to you. There may be a limited number of things available for sale, but basically the only way to be sure that you have the swag and the souvenirs that you might really want, and or lunch that we're providing, the only way to do that is to register. And that's, as I said, that you have to go to the geowoodstock.com website, click on the registration link, and go through that process to do that.
Fantastic. So it's important to do a will attend. It's also important to go to the website and register.
Yes.
Those are two different activities, and they both need to be done.
Yeah.
great. Now, in the beginning, we just kind of glossed over that the GPS adventure maze is going to be there.
Yeah.
Now, it's been a long time since I've even seen this thing. What can we expect? When is it going to be open? And how do we get into it?
Well, there's the door.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
Through
that's
this door,
important.
you unlock the keys.
And
to
through this
imagination.
door. So the GPS adventure maze, there's been a variety of adventure mazes over the years, and we are creating a Canadian themed geocaching adventure maze. These are done in conjunction with geocaching.com. So it has a special icon, and it is going to be open on the Friday, so the same day as registration. And we are planning to have a VIPs and people with that have supported the maze financially will have a sneak peek of the maze on the Thursday is what we're looking at. It's going to be open on Friday. It's going to be open on Saturday, the day of GeoWoodstock itself. It's actually co-located on the same grounds. So when you park once, you're going to be able to go to all of this. And then it'll be closing on Saturday night. So essentially,
Okay. So that's important to know. You've only got a couple of days to get there and see it.
So the maze itself, you walk through the maze. Do you want to talk a bit about it, Jay?
Yeah, sure, absolutely. Thanks, Chris.
Now, is it all right turns, or is it, two rights and a left? It's a maze. How are we going to?
No,
it's a
up,
little bit of
up,
both.
down, left, right, left. No.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's so for folks who haven't done one before, because there's a lot of folks listening to the show who probably haven't had the opportunity, and it's not like a corn maze or something like that where you're really going to have to struggle to make your way through. It is designed to make it easy to get through. There's really only one way to go. There's no real false ends or anything like that. But as you walk through it, it's built out of illustrated panels that will tell you the history and the story and details of the gameplay of geocaching. So it really walks you through the entirety of the game of geocaching as you make your way through it. So we're deep in the process of designing all those panels right now. We got some great info from HQ to add to it. We've got an amazing team of folks working on putting that together. And so very excited to be able to offer that at GeoWoodstock. Did I get it well enough there, Chris?
Yeah, I'll give not all of the things, but just some of the topics and themes that you're likely to see. So there's an introduction to geocaching, and then some information about how geocaching has grown over the years. So it's quite an interesting piece. There's some stuff about how GPS actually works, which is pretty cool. We're going to have some sections specifically about geocaching within Canada, so highlighting some of the places and the things that you can see if you go in various regions of Canada, or even better still, go across the whole country. It takes a little while. It's a long walk, but anyways, a little bit about things like geotours and souvenirs and things like that. A little bit of stuff around night caching. Looks like we have a sponsor, which I'll mention on the night caching, is Fire Tax. We're going to be sponsoring the maze. Then a little bit about trackables and really kind of, I think, a focus on the idea of going places to go geocaching. It's not just about geocaching. It's actually about using geocaching as a tool to explore the world around you. And so we've got a number of things in there that are really about that, and about traveling and seeing new places, with to a large part a Canadian theme, but it's really about getting out there and exploring.
Yeah, and I think the other thing, and I think it's been mentioned, but I want to reinforce it because I think it's one of the coolest aspects, is there is the panel, there are the panels with all the information that you can read and enjoy the beautiful photos that we're curating from all over Canada to add to that. But in addition to that, there's going to be some interactive elements as well.
Yep.
So that's going to make it even cooler. So I'm just so excited that we can offer this.
Yeah.
So cool. Now, do you have to register for it? Do you have to buy tickets?
No.
How do you get in line?
Well, you stand behind the person in front of you,
Okay.
and then somebody usually will stand behind you, and hopefully,
And then there's a door in front of you.
and then there's a door.
Exactly. And somebody will open the door. That's why we need the volunteers to open the doors.
Yeah.
No, it is free to attend. But that's one of the reasons that we are going to be making a call for, we have some sponsors, but we'll be making a call for sponsors and opportunities to be friends of the maze and donate towards it, because, it's free to attend, but it does cost us some money to put it together.
Sure.
It's free to attend, and there will be a GPS Adventure Maze event. It is an event type, and there's going to be an icon posted very soon. So watch the GeoWoodstock social media, and then you just log a will attend on that, just to let us know that you're planning to attend the maze.
But you can still go if you haven't logged a will attend. The will attends are really helpful for us because it gives us an idea of how many people are going to be coming through the maze, so we can kind of manage people and flow and everything. But it's free to anybody that's at GeoWoodstock. I'm sure will want to go through the maze, and it's relatively straightforward, easy, free, and hopefully enjoy it.
Nice.
So GeoWoodstock's not just a show up on a Saturday afternoon, sign a log, say hello, and run away. We've got an adventure maze. We've got registration with food and VIP perks and all that stuff.
Yeah.
What all is going on with this thing? This is a big deal.
Yeah, so we have vendors. So there'll be geocaching supplies. We also have some local vendors. So a bit of a taste of the Fraser Valley, not necessarily a food taste, but things. Local vendors that kind of give you a flavor of what the region is like. We've got tourism organizations from all over the Fraser Valley going to be there. What else we got, Jay?
Well, so maybe just a very high level schedule. Thursday, Friday, the GPS Adventure Maze opens up, and it's open again, as Chris said. The GPS Adventure Maze is open to the public on Friday. Friday is also all through the day is the registration event, which is a community celebration event type.
Yeah.
There's a CETO a Friday morning as well.
When you say the registration event is open all day, what hours?
8 to 5, I believe.
Wow. Nice. Okay.
We better double check those hours with Helen before I get in trouble.
Yeah, don't write that down and just in case it's off by a little bit.
No, 8 is way too early. There's no way it's 8. Maybe more like 10 to 5. That sounds more like it. But anyways, it's definitely there. And so yes, there is a seat. No, not on Sunday. There isn't a CETO. The CETO's on Friday. And so the idea is, if you are there on Friday, you can get to the GPS Adventure Maze. There's a unique icon. You can attend the CETO. There's a unique icon. You can go to the community celebration event to pick up your registration. There's a unique icon. There's lots of geocaches to find in the area. I'm suggesting that maybe if 10 to 4. Thank you, Helen. That's the hours the registration event is open, is 10 to 4. Don't come at 8. Don't stay till 5. All right.
The moral of the story: don't listen to Jay when he just sort of
Unless
the time.
I was gonna say, unless you're volunteering, then you can come 8 to 5.
Please be there at 8.
Yes.
But yeah, so all that stuff going on. Friday, busy day on Friday. Saturday, of course, is GeoWoodstock itself, running through the day. And Saturday night, 8 p.m. to midnight, is the Midnight Madness event, a GeoWoodstock tradition. All of this happening on the fairgrounds, so you don't need to go anywhere else.
And then
Keith wants to know, so should I take Friday off?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, that's a simple answer.
Yeah, and because that's the best way you're going to be able to volunteer is if you're not working somewhere else.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. And the more you're available to volunteer, the better.
Yeah. Swallowtail jig, work on that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Chris, do you want to? We can switch notes here. And did you want to talk about Sunday?
Sure. So on Sunday, we don't have a CETO as such on Sunday, but we do need to clean up after ourselves. So we will be looking for volunteers. This is again the volunteer thing. Was it, what did I say, geowoodstock.com/volunteer?
I think that was the
I think that's
site,
it.
yeah.
That sounds familiar.
Sounds right.
So yeah, it's not just during the time of the events. We need like setup and breakdown as well. So we will be doing, pardon me, we will be doing a breakdown, and we're also working with Tourism Abbotsford and the Stolo Nation for some cool extras. Where there's some stuff still in the works, so we can't tell you too much about that just yet. But keep your ears and eyes open for some things coming up. At least we hope they all come together as we're planning. The Fraser Valley has a lot to offer. In so many ways, there's a lot going on there, and as most people know, the 20th anniversary celebration is taking place in Seattle on the following weekend, and we've worked very closely with geocaching.com to kind of coordinate the two events so that you know, when they kind of bookend a week. So if you're coming up into the region for the two events, don't just run away on Saturday evening or Sunday morning first thing. There's going to be things going on, and it's really worth spending a little bit of time in the Fraser Valley and exploring before you take off down to Seattle.
And it's beautiful up there.
Oh, it is. Yeah. And this is summertime. We've already ordered the good weather.
Good.
We're getting all the rain out of the way now.
Yes.
Yeah. Once you go up and experience British Columbia, you may never want to go to Seattle again. Just saying.
Yeah.
I agree with that. You know, when you're heading north, you cross the border, and then suddenly there's this large valley expanse before you. You're like, wow, this is really pretty. I like this place.
That's not bad. We're pretty lucky with where we got the event, that's for sure.
Yeah, exactly. So that sounds like a pretty busy weekend.
Yeah.
I'm glad I've already booked my place to stay, but if people are still trying to nail down their accommodations, is there anything
To assist?
anywhere they can go to get help?
Yeah. Yes, there is.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Next question
is
on the geowoodstock.com website, we do have a link for accommodation. So it takes you to a number of hotels and other places around for camping or hotels. We've been working with Bradley Travel and Tours, who's been helping us book space within the hotel system in the region. So there's a lot of availability. There is a lot of availability now. Hurry up, because there won't be much availability soon.
We're 100 days away, so
We're 100 days away.
And the other thing is that the Fraser Valley is a very popular place in the summer. There's a lot of events that go on. Just, I think, preceding us by a couple of weeks is the Abbotsford Air Show. There's the Agri Fair goes on, I think a couple of weeks before us as well. And then it's a beautiful place to explore. So it can be very popular in the summer. So you do want to try and lock down your accommodations for sure.
Yeah, don't leave that one to till the last minute. It's a very popular summer destination and with a lot going on.
book early and book often.
Yeah.
Well, book early and book once, but just book early.
Just get all your friends to book early too.
Yeah.
All right, so we've got to get those accommodations squared away, and we've got to make sure we're registered before the end of May. So we see there tonight it's Cinco de Mayo. What if somebody still wanted to sponsor the event? Are you still accepting sponsors, or is it all paid for?
We're accepting sponsors,
awesome.
and again, the geowoodstock.com website has a link specifically for sponsors, so you can see who's sponsoring, and there's also a link to inquire about sponsoring. We got Keith's question there. Can I upgrade my registration?
Oh, yeah. Good question.
So the answer to that is yes. And the way to do that is to send us an email with what you'd like to do. And the email would be geowoodstock18@gmail.com. And that's 18 as a 1-8, not the XVIII like that you see sometimes. So geowoodstock18@gmail.com. And then we'll... yeah, she says Chris will make it happen. That's right. Yeah, I make all kinds of things happen.
He's a magic man.
Yeah.
No, but so yeah, good question, Keats. Thank you for asking that, and good answer, Helen and Chris. Thank you. But yeah, I think as Chris said, we are still gratefully accepting sponsors and vendors with multiple levels of the sponsorship, and there's perks to being a sponsor as well, or a vendor. So we really encourage you to contact us at that same email address or via the website if you're interested. And I want to also let people know that we're doing something. We have a special plan and special levels for influencer sponsors. So any social media influencers are welcome to discuss the options with us. We'd love to work with you and have you showcase Abbotsford, the Fraser Valley, Vancouver, and of course, the amazing geocaching community out here. So contact us again at the geowoodstock18@gmail.com, or hey, you know what? Just even get in touch with me directly if all the rest of those instructions are too hard to follow. But we definitely want to work with you influencers as well.
Yeah, we have a kind of a special thing for the influencers, special place in our program, because we do have a program, a spot right within the thick of things to operate and connect with people, and then another spot as well where you can kind of get away a little bit more quiet and work on your craft. So yeah, definitely get hold of us, Jay, wherever you are. There.
Yeah, there he is up there. Yeah.
There he is.
Yeah, Land Monkey's personal cell phone. Never mind.
Yeah.
He doesn't own a personal cell phone.
Yeah. No, I don't. I just borrow them from people at events. I go, hey, Captain, can I borrow your phone?
Yeah, buddy.
But
Hey,
actually,
Gordon, we need to make a long distance call.
that's right. I should pause just for a moment, though, to shout out Cache Canada and Cache the Line, who are our first two influencer sponsors. So thanks to them, and you'll see them on the website. They're already there. So
Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Now, Chris, you mentioned vendors. So will there be places to buy all the geocaching stuff that I absolutely need right there at the event?
Yes,
Because, I'm going to be seeing people and thinking, hey, you know what? They made this cool cache. I wonder if I could reproduce it. Maybe I could go find somebody right here.
Yes, so there'll be geocaching vendors with regular geocaching supplies. There's going to also be a spot for buying some of the GeoWoodstock swag. You can purchase it ahead of time if you want through the website. There's going to be some more of it as well, and there'll be a place specifically for the GeoWoodstock swag as well as regular geocaching gear. So yes, there will be vendors.
Nice.
All right. So every major event has speakers, right? And not like the audio left, right, or Googleplex speakers, but people that TED Talks, keynote speakers, opening planarium or whatever. There's a word that I'm forgetting there. Are we going to have any? Yeah, that's it. No, it's not it. Are we going to have any plenary? Any special guest speakers at this event?
Yes.
Oh, cool. Next question.
You
guys keep asking yes, no
Yeah, it's just boom.
Well, they always yes, no answer.
Tell me about the special guest speakers that may or may not be available at this. To listen to. Yeah.
Well, first of all, we have two sort of speaker sets of things going on. We've got a main stage, and we've got a speakers, what we call a speakers corner, or an area specifically for some speakers. So the main stage is where our opening ceremonies. We have some dignitaries and some special people that you don't want to miss. Are we saying who they are, Jay? I don't think we are we?
No, because we're still just finalizing the list, so we don't want to overcommit anybody. Although one person we can say for sure is Brian Roth has promised that he will be there to give a keynote.
Yeah, I was actually talking. We had a meeting with Brian the other day, actually, in Seattle, and he's looking forward to exactly that. So there will be opening ceremonies, closing ceremonies, and some announcements and things like that from the main stage with some dignitaries and Brian for that part. And then on the other side of it, we've got some geocaching related talks throughout the day where people can come and listen and discuss various topics. So
yeah. Absolutely. And as I said, we're still finalizing the list. So that does mean that there is room still for those speakers. So if you are interested in speaking at GeoWoodstock, I'd ask you to contact me directly or, of course, via the geowoodstock18@gmail.com address.
Yeah.
And let's talk very soon.
Yeah, we need, if you're
Sooner the
interested, if
better.
you have a specific topic of interest you'd like to talk about, we do need to know quickly because the schedule, we gotta fit you in, and that's getting wrapped up. That's getting kind of nailed down pretty quick here. So
Hey, Sport, will dear geocache guy be there?
I will almost guarantee he will be there.
undercover.
Sorry, what's that, Chris?
He'll be undercover.
Yeah.
There
There you go.
Let's see. Helen, who is a font of knowledge, says
Oh yeah.
Marnie Essery will be speaking about Terrain 1 geocaches. Marnie is the chair
Intermunicipal.
intermunicipal. Wow, I couldn't get that word out.
Advisory.
Committee.
Advisory. I was helping you with the next word. Jay's got the next word.
On.
Disability.
Issues. Okay.
For Bravo Charlie.
And avid geocacher. So
So
that
yes,
was
we're very lucky to have Marnie as one of our guest speakers. So we're looking forward to hearing her as well.
nice. Now, either one of you, even Wits End, I'll throw this out to anyone. I don't care tonight. I've been to a couple of GeoWoodstocks. I've been to one Giga event, right? So I can't say I have a whole lot of Giga experience under my belt. But those programs or those other events have had programs or kind of a guidebook. Is there going to be one about for GeoWoodstock 18? And can you tell us about it? You see how that I stopped that from a yes or no?
A leading question. Yes, and it's gonna be made of paper.
Oh,
And it'll have text and pictures on it.
Combustible?
okay.
If you set
How
it on
many-
fire, it'll be combust. Yes, it's not fireproof.
How many letters are in it?
Oh, yeah, lots, more than 3. Yeah. So yes, we do have a program. We're in the process of putting that together now. It will have all of the basic information, sponsor information, that kind of stuff, as well as a site layout and things that will help make your day go smoothly.
Cool.
Love it.
Yeah, so it should be good. It's in the works.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say that they're probably going to use all 26 letters
Oh,
multiple times.
Huh.
Just a hunch.
Some more than
Unique.
others. Yeah,
Yes,
there's
some more than
definitely
others,
some
yes.
more than others. Yeah,
I'd like to buy a vowel, please. Can I sponsor the letter C?
you can.
Okay.
We're selling the letter C. I'll use it lots. and we'll charge you per instance.
Per letter? Okay. Let's talk about that.
All right. So we've had way too many yes, no questions tonight. So could you maybe, I don't know, compare and contrast how the Assyrian and Persian empires came into power? Never. How about if you tell us about any secret scoops or hot news that aren't out there in the general knowledge base that you could share with our viewers and listeners right here on Caching the Northwest?
Yeah. So here's the scoop, and I tipped at this one a little bit earlier, but we talked about the GPS Adventure Maze event, and it is getting published very soon. So
Ooh,
watch the listings, watch your geocaching map, or better yet, follow the GeoWoodstock social media at GeoWoodstock18. So that you can log your will attend for the GPS Adventure Maze and let us know you're planning to enjoy it. But it's coming very soon. So
Very soon.
Very soon.
Very soon.
Ooh, watching listings is
Ah.
Yeah.
Listing watchings.
Well, I want to thank the GeoWoodstock committee, the whole planning team, and all the volunteers that have come up so far, the ones that we're going to get to make this one of the best events we've been to. And of
Yeah.
course, all the sponsors for what sounds like it's
We
going to
got
be
some
an
amazing. The volunteers are amazing, by the way. I just want to say that a big shout out to especially our lead volunteers. Some very, very competent and capable people that are helping out.
We are really fortunate with the people that we get to work with.
This is such a unique event. It is Canada's first GeoWoodstock.
Mm-hmm.
It is Canada's first Giga.
Yep.
And if I'm not mistaken, it's the only Giga in North America this summer. I'm going to go this year.
I believe you're right.
So,
as far as I know, yeah.
And we think
I
it's
mean-
the longest listed event ever.
That is also true.
Yep. So if you don't know it's happening, that's on you. You had plenty of
Yeah.
time to find it.
It's true.
Keith says it's his first Giga.
Yay.
Awesome.
A lot of people's first Giga.
Very cool. Well, thank you, Chris. Thank you, Land Monkey, for joining us. Land Monkey, goodbye. It was nice talking with you.
Wait.
Way to go, sport.
Sorry, Captain.
And of course, we want to thank the listeners, and we hope you enjoyed this episode of Caching in the Northwest.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you, listeners. Thank you, live audience, for some great questions and comments. And thank you for tuning in. I want to take a moment to also thank Land Sharks and Gold Country Geotourism, our two corporate Denali level sponsors for the podcast. Landsharks.ca is the outdoor adventure and geocaching store. Check them out online. Remember, they do ship online orders daily. And for absolutely amazing geocaching adventures, check out exploregoldcountry.com. And we want to thank all of our faithful Denali level sponsors and supporters. That's Land Sharks, Gold Country Geo Tour, but also Team Squirrel, Groovy Owl, and Cachly, the geocaching app. If you want to know more about supporting this show, click the Patreon link on the cachingnw.com, a website.
Like Genies did,
And Seabeck Tribe,
T. Sayer,
Limax,
Beach of Washington,
Cora's got
Doramore,
Kev MacD,
You Talks to Rocks,
Skyhawker,
Ari 54321,
Messy Drinker has a wet coaster,
Segehove,
MC3 Cats,
Geo Napro,
Sprouter,
Team Noltex,
the Geo Travelers,
Trexzer,
On a Boat,
Alarobrick,
Three Hams and a Rose,
Clean Woods,
oh, Ackerdock,
Hemnerf,
Donners,
Just Finding Our Way,
CRS 98,
Onteus,
Fairwood West,
LG 9000,
B. Pendragon,
Subway Mark,
Kid Vegas 19,
Boomer 365,
Tick Magnet,
UDAC,
Kettlebarb,
Broncos fan for life,
Gas Station Tuna. Now I'm hungry.
GSM ×2.
the Camp Clan,
Keats 94, take the Friday off.
I know Seattle.
and Logwork. Go ahead and take
All
Saturday and Sunday off.
Yeah, take the whole weekend off.
Tell your boss we said so.
If you don't come in Friday, don't bother coming in Monday. Woo, 4-day
Woohoo!
weekend.
Weekend.
All right. Hey, Chris, thanks so much for joining us. One more time, if people want to get in touch and find out more information, where do they go? Who do they contact? What's the best way to do that?
Okay, GeoWoodstock. So geowoodstock.com. So the links for volunteers, registration, all that good stuff is easy to find on geowoodstock.com. And if you have specific questions, you want to upgrade your registration, or you have a question about your registration, or want to contact us about sponsorship or anything like that, then you can also reach out at geowoodstock18, that's 18, at gmail.com.
All right. And of course, Chris of the Northwest, Land Monkey, and me, Wits End, we're all on social medias and geocaching.com message center and various other places. You can find us. Or go to cachingnw.com/hosts. I don't think I've mentioned that for a while.
You know, it's still there.
It is.
Yeah. I should look to see what's there because I haven't been there in a while.
I don't even know what's there anymore.
I wonder if our bios are still true. I wonder if our lives have changed enough.
Hmm.
We should
I bet
update
they
to our
need an
bios
update.
of what we did during COVID. That would
I
be
bet
short.
they need an update.
Hey, folks, thanks for taking the time to listen to this episode of Caching in the Northwest. Your support helps keep the quality shows coming. If you like the show, click the Patreon link on the cachingnw.com website. If you didn't like the show, let us know what you want us to talk about. In either case, please subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and all those other places. Subscribe and give us a review because we like those. You can call into 253-693-TFTC. Leave a comment, ask us a question, or find us at GeoWoodstock any time of the day or night because we're going to be there for the Midnight Madness event. And of course, you can email us at feedback@cachingnw.com. Join us every Thursday night at 9 p.m. Pacific for a live show, and as we've seen tonight, even livelier chat. The show is produced by Chris Umpenauer, Jim Paulwitz, and Jay Kennedy. It's licensed under a Creative Commons Attribution 3.0 license, copyright 2022 by Chris Umpenauer. And folks, I ask you to stay tuned for
The After Show.
the after show.
All right.
The after show.
Mini Mag had a comment earlier. Was ready for a good show tonight. Made it. Now, Mini Mag's going back and listening to all the old episodes. Made it to episode 100 today. So good, but I didn't get the joke.
It's a visual thing.
It
Ask
really
Doramore.
is.
Doramore will help you with that one.
Doramore will explain it all to you. But the best part is, and I hope you kind of really catch it by just watching the first part of the YouTube version of it. Although honestly, the funniest part was before we started the podcast when Doramore first connected in and realized what was going on.
What have I got?
Yeah, she was not in on the gag. Let's just
No,
leave it there.
it was a surprise to the guest as well, which was just so much fun on our behalf, anyways.
And we're still paying for it.
Yeah. No, she was a super good sport.
She was great.
We should make sure to bring the puppets to GeoWoodstock.
Yeah, well, mine's trackable.
You know where. So if it's trackable, you know where it is right now.
Well, you can track it.
I'll just go on geocaching.com and look it up and see where the last time
it's
it was
almost
logged,
10
and that's
p.m.
got to be where it is.
Do you know where your puppet is? Oh,
Oh,
Where is mine? I don't know. It's around. I think mine's over by all my recording gear on the other table.
Can you tell which one's which?
I now am confused. It's like there's a mirror.
okay. Now, this is a little late, but IHAM wants to know: should we wear our GeoWoodstock toques for this episode?
Definitely.
Yeah.
From this episode until the event, continuously.
yes.
100 days of toques.
Yes. Yes.
100 days of toques. Yeah.
Oh, too funny.
Carlos asks, it might be a FATAS, but does anyone know if you're required to register for Tri-Cities GeoCoin Challenge?
No idea. Never been there.
You know, it's an event and you need to register and do a will attend. You know, it's very similar to, you know, other events in the area. I'm just saying, maybe like a GeoWoodstock. You do a will attend, you do a
Could
register.
happen.
There you go. And Brian's posted the link to register there on the screen. So
Yeah. I'm not going to try to read that one. Just
no,
go to
that's
the
a good one
chat
to
and-
copy and paste is what that one is.
So yes, you need to register to get a coin.
Yeah, if you want the coin, you have to register in advance for Tri-Cities for sure. I am looking forward to that. Absolutely. What else do we got?
Bryling still thinks it's amazing.
It is.
Is it amazeballs?
Could be. White Coaster says we better get our hotel reservations made.
Yeah.
Yes, and go to the GeoWoodstock website, and they can help you with that.
Yeah.
Don't forget geowoodstock.com/volunteer.
She is so
Here, wait.
helpful.
Let me
She's totally
let
on
me
the
kind
ball.
of flash it up
Yeah.
here so people see it.
If you missed it the first 10 times, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. She's not usually into flashing, but
Well, that was more information than I needed. Let's get on to Brian. Let's get on to traffic with Brian.
There you go. Let's go up to the eye in the sky and get a traffic report from
Yeah,
Brian.
well, Brian says Highway 1 East on Friday afternoon from Metro Vancouver to Abbotsford. You don't want to be there.
No, you don't. You definitely want to try and take the back roads if you can.
I
Highway
gotta-
1 East on Friday afternoon slows right down. It's a very busy, popular stretch of highway,
Yeah.
like many metro centers. So,
Yeah. You
things
won't get a
like-
speeding ticket. But
No, you won't get a speeding ticket. Nope.
A fun road to take if you get the opportunity is Zero Avenue.
Yeah.
Basically it parallels on some sections. I think is it Boundary Road in northern Washington?
Yes.
But it runs along the border, and it's a beautiful countryside, and you can see both countries while you're driving along, and it's quite
that'd be
quite
good.
a nice drive.
That'd be
actually.
cool.
And
Yeah.
generally very little traffic. But
Yeah,
it's a
and you can
little bit
also-
out of the way. But
A little bit. And also, so that would be to the southern route. And you can also go to the north and follow some of the country farm roads through Langley, Aldergrove, and into Abbotsford that way, north of Highway 1 as well. And your Google map will get you there.
Maple.
Yep.
Okay.
Ooh, that's a good question.
Carl says, are there any special acronym used in the area that attendees might want to know? Well-
KPH.
Yes. Yes.
GW. Yeah.
Well, I was thinking of, I lost it. Hang on. How about T-Chows?
T-Chows is a good one. Yeah, that's the Trans-Canada Highway Adventure Lab series. So there are adventure labs that are put out that are part of that. I think very similar to like the Route 66 Adventure Lab series and things like that. It's the same idea. It stretches all the way across Canada, but there are some sections, of course, of it in BC. So it's something to be aware of from an
Wait,
acronym perspective.
That's because BC is part of Canada, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, another one that has come up recently that somebody, I actually got a private message on geocaching.com because someone is trying to solve some puzzles in this area before they come. And they noticed an acronym on a few caches and they're like, what does this mean? Is this like part of the puzzle? And the acronym is FVCB. So if you see caches that say FVCB, that stands for Fraser Valley Cache Bash, and that is an annual event we have out here that takes place in the Langley, Abbotsford, and East area up here. And it's really more about just hiding caches and such. And that acronym is in front of the caches just so that people know when they get released that they're part of the cache release for that event. So there you go. There's the link for it, fraservalleycachebash.brylang.com. And so Brian has been the
Wait a minute.
organizer.
How did Brylang get his name in there?
I know, right? Brian has been the organizer for the last 4 years. We're about to do our 5th year. For the last 5 years, we're doing our 6th. No, we're doing our 5th. Yeah. So for the last 4 years, Brian's been the organizer. I was thinking, how did I miss a year?
Well, we all missed a couple of years.
Yeah, true. This year we've got a couple other great local geocachers who are stepping in to run it so that Brian can have a break this year. But yeah, he hosts the website for it. And so if you see FVCB in front of a cache up here, all it means is that it was released as part of the Fraser Valley Cache Bash. There's no, it doesn't mean feel very cautious before or anything like that. It's
Follow
But feel
Volkswagen.
very cautious, but
we would encourage people, if you got the time, is take a day or two and come over to Vancouver Island as well. It's a beautiful ferry ride from Tsawwassen to Victoria area. The ferry ride's just stunning, really. And then our store's over here, of course. You got to stop there, but there's all kinds of good caching. Victoria's a beautiful. Yeah, there you go. See, what we didn't say is Chris is actually in the store.
right over here. Yeah.
over there.
The other
Yeah,
place is just right over here. We had to be far enough apart so we didn't get any feedback.
Yeah.
that's right. Yes, that's what it is.
you're gonna get some feedback.
If you
So
have
another
feedback,
acronym you might see if you come to the island is HAG, which is similar, but it's the hide and go, and that's done every year as well. But that's done in usually about February timeframe.
So is it beneficial to get all of these caches for the HAG or for the Fraser Valley Cache Bash? That's easy for other people to say. I mean, are there coins or mementos or anything?
No, but it's generally an indicator of quality. So people are putting. So I won't speak to the Hague because I'm a mainlander, but I will speak to the FBCB. And generally, people are really trying to compete to put out really good quality caches for the FBCB or put caches in really interesting areas. So generally speaking, if it's an FBCB cache, it's going to be more than just your average lock and lock tossed under a tree and 2 sticks on top, generally speaking.
HAG is kind of similar. It's
I got 3 sticks.
there's prizes and stuff for the different types of high quality geocaches, and to a large extent on the island here, it's about kind of refreshing the game board and getting some fresh caches out. And it's not just adding to, it's like, okay, if you got some kind of, these caches are tired, nobody's going after them anymore, let's get those ones out and replace them with something that's really worthwhile. And so kind of trying to up the level a little bit all the time. So
Just finding our way said should be in Victoria July 31st and on the island for about 4 days.
Nice.
enjoy.
yeah, come stop by and say hi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You never know who you'll find in the store.
Yeah.
True.
Keats wants to know what's life going to be like after GeoWoodstock. He's scared.
I don't know, but I really want to find out.
Yeah. So are you guys looking forward to GeoWoodstock? I'm looking forward to the day after GeoWoodstock.
Here's a question I always ask of the Giga event teams and said, would you do it again?
Not for 3 years.
No. No. Yeah, definitely not for 3 years. One of the challenges with this one also is it's because it's been delayed and then even on the last delay, we weren't sure how the rules were going to change and travel was going to open up and that kind of thing. So while the first time round we were really kind of had everything in place and kind of knew what we were doing like a full year ahead of time, whereas this one it was kind of hold on. It's like, okay, now let's go. And so it's been a bit of a different approach and a bit of a rush. I won't say a rush, but a bit of a rush at the end. Okay, now we kind of pull the trigger, and it's less time to do all of the stuff than it was in the first year. But it's coming together really well though.
Nice.
Just finding our way. Said, it's a Sunday. Is the shop open? The thing to do normally, no. The answer would be normally no. But get hold of us if we're around. We live nearby. We'll come by and open up for you.
Nice.
They'll make
We don't always do that, but if we can.
Doesn't hurt to
Ellen
ask.
said, no, we're open Monday to Saturday. But you know what? If you get hold of us and arrange ahead of time, I'm gonna wear it when I get home now. But it's, if we're able to, we may not be in town. We may take off for the weekend. Who knows? But if we are in town and it's not too much of an inconvenience, we'll come by and say hi.
But even if it's closed, I hear there's a cache out front.
There is.
Yes, very
one
good.
of the most favorited caches in Victoria.
There you go. So do that.
Nice.
Yeah.
And well, Mr. Landsharks, I hope you enjoyed the sofa tonight.
The doghouse. Yeah.
Yeah. Helen said she'll send Chris to let you in. Nice.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's all we have. Oh, wait, there is a FATAS.
Yeah, the little self promotion there, but it's been a while since I've had an episode out. I've been busy with GeoWoodstock and work, but I finally managed to carve a little time out to do some video editing again. So the next Bermuda episode is coming out. It's Bermuda end to end. They'll have Helen and Chris will be in there with Laura and I, and some great stuff in some beautiful locations on Bermuda. So enjoy that. Coming out first thing tomorrow morning.
I'm looking forward to it. I watched those and get like deja vus because that was such an amazing time away. It was such an amazing break.
Yeah, it was great.
Help with your video editing, Land Monkey. You could make videos in a shorter format and just call them Bermuda Shorts.
If I had planned ahead, that would have been the thing to do.
There you go. Okay. Well, I think between that and looking forward to Nanaimo bars, that's all we have tonight.
And Smarties.
And Smarties. Boxes and boxes of Smarties.
We'll have to wait and see. Folks, and until next week, get out and get caching in the Northwest.